Fans, welcome to this week's Sports Chat. A little bit special to me this week. The football team I've been coaching, the East Tennessee Spartans, we're getting down to crunch time. It's almost time for the season, so I had Tony here once before with a couple guys, and so I got Tony back. I've got Zeb, my defensive captain, with me, and we're going to talk a little football today.
Hey, first, guys, when does the season start?
Our first game is going to be March 22nd, and hopefully the way the schedule's looking right now, it's going to be at home. And as far as we know, the home field is going to be East Follett, the Little League field.
And that game's free.
Yeah, game is free.
But you're going to have to bring your own seating to this game because
Right.
there's some definite lack of available seating there. But I don't know how the Little League does it, to be honest.
Now, you were saying that you have most of your pads and everything, and your helmets. Obviously, you got a beautiful helmet sitting right here. What else do you need, and what's going to be your goal between now and that March 21st to get everything ready to get this football season started?
I'd like to have at least, the way we've got it counted out now, we need 14 helmets and 14 sets of shoulder pads to where we're completely outfitted and have at least 5 or 6 extra things just in case something does happen to our equipment. But as far as that goes, it's just, the 14 helmets, 14 shoulder pads, and our jerseys are already ordered. So I really don't see much more that we need. I mean, of course, we're going to need funds and stuff like that, but Zeb's wife is actually working as a Booster Club president, helping us out a lot with that.
And we actually have some fundraisers coming up. We'll talk about those a little bit. Zeb, you know a little bit more about that. I know we talked about there's a bake sale coming up.
Yeah. Booster Club's going to try to get on top of that. Bake sale, we've got a haircut sale too. One of our players, his significant other's having a haircut sale. Proceeds go to the team. So if you want your haircut and you want some baked goods, we're going to have some things come up here very soon. For the Booster Club is working hard on it right now.
And we'll have some other fundraisers as that goes, and all that. But those are the two that are coming right down the pike. And
Now, how does someone get in contact with you all for the bake sale?
The best thing that you can do is get onto the Facebook page, the East Tennessee Spartans Facebook page, and message. Usually Ashley is really good about checking the Facebook page, listening to people's opinion on what we should or shouldn't do. And she's also taking people in for the Booster Club. If you want to help out in any way, sometimes we got many weekend warriors here in Campbell County. So if anybody wants to help out and be part of the Spartans organization, we're open to as many people as possible for this Booster Club.
right, because I mean we're a small organization. There's not that many of us, and it's football. It's a lot of fun. If you love football in any way, shape, or form, you should look to be a part of this. Like, I started out as the announcer for this team. I mean, like we were saying earlier, that escalated kind of quickly. They had a coaching change, and Tony came to me and asked me to coach. Of course, I jumped on it. But we need a lot of help. I mean, we're going to have a support crew. Like, we were at the banquet this weekend at the Campbell County High School, and Coach Price made it a big point how important their support crew is. The people that take care of the behind the scenes.
And there's a ton of them. They probably had named 20 people or more, and some of those were just basically heads of other large groups of people. It takes a lot to run a football team. This is a great, local football team. Everybody is from the East Tennessee, or really mostly from the Campbell County, Claiborne, I guess the Anderson County area, right in this local area. It's football when there's not any football going on anywhere else. You really
Right,
can't beat
it's
that.
spring ball. I mean, it's going to be Saturdays. I don't even know what. I don't know what folks do on Saturday in the spring without football. I watch. I watch old football games on Saturdays in the spring.
Well, another thing too, we practice 2 times a week on the weekends. We have one mandatory practice, which is going to be this Saturday, and then we have an optional practice Sunday. Our mandatory practices are at the Follett Middle School, and our optionals are at the field in front of Shoney's in Caryville, right by Scotty's. We would love to have the community come out and look at us.
Just come watch.
Just come watch. We would love to have the guys.
You'll see how real we are.
Yeah, everything becomes a lot more real in time. And, there was a dedication issue with, you know, not just me, but, you know, players at the first, but when you're out there in no pads, people think, you know, you're just going to be backyard warriors and play flag football on a Saturday. But what we really want to get across is this is full pads football. We have our equipment. We are ready for the season.
We've had some practices in pads. We've had one of our running backs, Bobby Smooth Mitchell, played at South Doyle. He was rocking some heads the other day.
Now, basically, the actual official practice just opened up pretty recently, didn't it?
Yeah, official practice other than the tryouts, right? I mean, at the tryouts, we did work on fundamentals and play, you know, substituting plays in and getting our offense together, but those were tryouts. Now it's full practices, and we're looking to better ourselves, not gain as a team. I mean, if any other players would like to play, by all means, please come out. But right now, it's all about getting together, being a unit.
We're a first-year squad. I mean, we've got over 30 really dedicated individuals, but it's still, we're small right now compared to what I'm used to dealing with.
Now, you still, like you played before in the other leagues, you have players with lots of experience,
Right.
lots of high school experience, plus, you know, some experience at this level. And there's a lot of new teams starting up in this league, so it's not like you're going to be at a big competitive disadvantage
Exactly.
starting up.
I mean, we've got, you look at, I'll use AJ as an example. AJ played at Maryville. AJ has state title rings.
4. He started for 4 years at defensive end.
And he starts at defensive end for us now.
Very hard hitting defense.
Very.
Very hard hitting
So
defense.
they're going to have very good players, and it's, you know, a very competitive league. So, you know, as he said, pointed out with they weren't allowed to actually have full practice. It's an actual league with strict rules that they have to adhere to.
Oh yeah, and it's a very real league.
Very well set up.
Imperial Football League.
If you guys want to, just look up rules, regulations, see what it's all about. You can Google Imperial Football League. Do not put in IFL. It'll pull up as the Indoor Football League.
That's not us.
That's not us. If you will Google Imperial Football League, it'll be on worldclass.com's website.
And I mean, we're literally talking teams. I mean, we're in East Tennessee, and the Crusaders are in East Tennessee. But we're looking at some Western North Carolina teams and
West Virginia.
West Virginia, which I kind of dread that trip. Ain't gonna lie, I get motion sick.
If you're a fan of local high school football, everybody is always saying that Tennessee teams can't compete with teams from other states. These are going to be guys who just basically extended a little bit from high school playing days. Some cases a little older than others, but you're going to be playing against those talents from other states, so you can see how your guys from Maryville and other places would match up against your guys
Right,
from
I mean, you
North
look at
Carolina and everywhere else.
Yeah.
You look at Big Jerry Brown who plays for us. Jerry's probably our oldest player. He's a couple years older than I am, which is really weird as a coach.
26?
I ain't gonna lie. Yes. Yes, I stopped aging at 24, so that puts Jerry at about 26. In back range, he's roughly my age, and
Big guys, though.
Big
yeah,
guys.
I mean,
Glad to have them.
I mean, it's not like we're not a bunch of fit guys either. I mean, we have some guys, like Mac.
BT.
He's a runner. BT, who just finished a career as quarterback at Union College.
Big number 5, big guy. He's a Big Ben type style quarterback, or Air
But
McNair.
much faster.
Much faster. Strong arm. He's got a cannon.
Now to me, we looked at the overview of the league. Get some I can't speak. Specifics on your team. What offense have you all been practicing?
As an offense, right now we're implementing a lot of the spread. More, I want to say, pick plays and stuff that we want to try to draw the defense off guard. But what we'd like to do, as me and Pat and Zeb talked about, is go to a regular ace back formation with some flex.
We actually have that package.
Right, we have.
Our offense is the best way to describe it. All the calls work in any of the formation. We can
Right.
go with our ace, our spread,
Flex, Spartan.
Yeah.
Now your quarterback, is he an option kind of quarterback? Can he run and pass both? pretty
Yes.
well?
Very effective play action.
When he played at Union College, him and another quarterback split time, and they actually ran the veer. So he's used to, pitching it one time and then launching it 60 yards for another. Very solid
I
quarterback.
tell you, just if I'm watching a team play and I'm a fan of it, and the other team runs the veer, I hate to see it on the field. It's really hard to stop.
It is,
You got
yeah.
somebody who knows what they're doing in it.
Yeah, and in this league, you know, I would say that it's hard to find a team that actually runs the veer because a lot of these guys want to play smash mouth football and just get back to the basics because not like, you know, the high school football now, because when I was in high school, you know, it was a running game at Campbell County. And
Well, and even your time at Gibbs.
right, at Gibbs we ran them when I played the fullback position at Gibbs and same at Campbell County, you know, they ran with the fullback set in the veer. We're not going to be like that. This is not a finesse type of league. This is the kind of league that people want to see, you know. The IFL is all about bringing football back from, you know, the 80s and making it what it is today. I mean, we want to play real football, none of this pass happy stuff. It's time to hit, you know. Once you get older, the little finesse stuff doesn't work anymore.
Right, and we're blessed with a depth of talent at receiver.
Yeah.
We've got guys from here, Clinton, Cumberland Gap.
South Doyle.
Yeah, I mean it's people that played under a lot of different coaches.
Yeah.
They bring a lot of different kinds of experience to this field, and what we're able to do offensively is, I mean, like I said, we can do it at any formation, and we've got several, and you know, the defense is going to have to constantly be thinking, because it's literally not at all a big deal for us to come out in the ace package starting out, and immediately the next play drop into our spread, because it's our offense is sort of like Justin's with a fullback,
You know,
with the ability to pull that in. And
the old Ace Big Twins. Always like to see that. Put
Oh,
those
yeah.
big dudes up there and take off running with it. I see that today you brought your big tight end with you as well, and that's a big trend in football now. Is you have that big tight end that just pretty much it's hard to stop a guy like that. Your Jimmy Graham, your Gronkowski's, people like that.
Oh yeah.
Guess you plan on taking advantage of him in the.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Immaculately, because you know our tight end's name is Caleb Blackwell. He was actually the center for Campbell County, 2010-11 season. Transferred up here his junior year, and he is, you know, probably our prototype as far as a tight end can go with the quick outs and the little slants inside, because he's got so much size and can catch the ball. That's when we added him. Me and Pat was talking. That's trying to close the circle for our offense.
it added a wrinkle we didn't have.
I mean, if you're doing that, and you're spreading somebody out, and it's hard to cover everybody. And if you end up with a linebacker on him, it's just going to be over for the.
It's like AJ,
Exactly.
our defensive end, can also play tight end. That's not really his thing. He's a defensive specialist.
Right. We do have another tight end from Anderson County, Kendall Edwards. You know, he's more of a bully type of guy because he starts at defensive end. He's actually a Pro Bowler from last year with I think 117 tackles and 13 or 14 sacks. I mean, he was really good, but as an athlete, you know, he's played basketball his whole life, and the boy can get up and run.
Right. Kendall has impressive lateral movement, is what I've seen out of him.
For him being a big guy, you know, you would think.
I mean, I could tell he was going to be a good defensive player,
Right.
but the way he's able to shift and move, it impresses me what we can do with him offensively if we need to.
Yeah.
Now, on the defense, are you still in your 4-3 package?
Our base defense is a 4-3 package. Now, there's a lot of stuff that we do, like we've worked with the 3-3-5 for if we come across a pass-happy team. But it's not a prevent type 3-3-5.
Let's say, I'll tell you now, I'm going to come down there and throttle you if you're in a prevent.
It's not
Not
a
a prevent.
It's not a prevent.
It's predator.
We are running the predator defense. I mean, Zeb's our defensive captain, middle linebacker. I mean, like I said, I played in this league last year, and we had probably the nastiest linebacking core in the league for the Crusaders last year. But this year, he's bringing a whole new look. It's a difference on, you know, when I was with the Crusaders, and I'm not bashing by any means, but we didn't, you know, study film or anything like that. Me and Zeb and Caleb and Sam Silva, which is one of our safeties and receivers, we go and we study every single night. All four of us get together, call Pat every week, and, you know, meet at Charlie's as much as possible. We're not doing this just, you know, as a, you know, start-up football because we miss it and we're itching, it's because we want to bring
A
something
lot of
awesome to
time in
the
it
community.
so far. Our,
Yeah.
our defense will not be an idle defense. It's
No.
going to be very fast moving.
It's a 4-3, but, I mean, there's gonna be plenty of situations where
4-4.
depending on, because if teams go double tight, we're gonna roll that strong safety up. And it's a very blitz heavy defense, because we have the linebackers, the speed, and
Safety.
tackling ability, and the safeties to cover when we,
To describe our defense, honestly, if we could take a miniature semi-pro version of the Seattle Seahawks and take them over, that's what our 3-3-5 looks like. Because we've got guys with speed that are not afraid to hit whatsoever.
well, I mean, you can look up our cornerbacks. Manny is scary quick.
Very fast.
He's a little bit on the shorter side, but he makes up for it in athletic ability.
Yeah.
And he also is under the understanding, I explained to him, hey, if that big guy's going to beat you and you think he's going to score tackling.
Well, truth be told, and the defense doesn't care if anybody comes out and watches us and knows what our defense is coming out. We're going to be doing a lot of straight up. I think pretty much my men in the secondary, my secondary can beat your guys in the offense. We're going to be doing a lot of just straight up, like he said, back the 80s, straight up covering one, don't get beat.
Now, I know that there's as we discussed, a lot of new teams in the league, but there's some of them you have familiarity with and you saw them film. Do they run offense? They run pro formation, straight up, I formation offenses? Do they run spreads? What do they run generally?
You'll find a 50-50
A lot
kind
of
of
between
deal
tackles.
in this. It's going to be, I can explain it just like in the NFL. There's a lot of hard-nosed football in one conference than the other. In ours, it's the Southern Football Conference, and then I think it's the Appalachian Football Conference. So SFC and AFC. In the SFC, you'll have teams like us, the Crusaders, a couple of the West Virginia teams are in it, slid in, and I think the Western Carolina War Eagles are in it, maybe. Those are the teams that you'll see come out in a big backfield, fullback, running back set, and just want to, run straight at
We're
you.
bigger than you.
Right,
Shove you
exactly.
down your throat.
Yeah, exactly. They want to come out there and play bully ball. But if you, switch over to the NFC, you're going to see a lot of spread-happy people that, watch their type of football. Like down here, we're used to, Tennessee football. Usually there's a back in the backfield, one way or another. But that's
Oh, even Campbell County, their
Campbell County.
happiest offense has a back in the backfield, usually with Paul Cordell.
exactly. And
Even though it's real easy to run him out and do whatever.
yeah, just like at the the Powell game when Torres threw the touchdown
Yeah.
to win the game. I mean, that's the conference that we're really going to have to switch over into that 3-3-5 against, honestly, because that's going to be the spreads, the pistol and stuff like that.
And we're
Pistol
still
spread.
a base 4-3 team.
I mean, that's just your base defense.
Yeah.
Even though, if you go up here and watch Campbell County play, they're a base 3-4 team, but Andrew Evans slid up from his linebacker spot, or Elijah Powell, and lined up as a down lineman most of the time. It looked like a 4-3.
It's very easy too in that three-man front. It's very easy to take the outside linebackers and bring them up to the line and bring your strong safeties up into the linebacker position.
Go to a 5-2 look. That's our heavy look. And there may be sometimes that we might just come out of that and might come to one of those old school, think they're more old school than we are, and may do that look.
Yeah, I mean, our defensive tackles are going to be tough to handle. I mean, we've got
300-pounders.
size.
Very aggressive.
I mean, our smallest defensive tackle is Chris DeMott.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
monster.
Yeah.
That's our smallest defensive
So
tackle.
he's going to be tough to push off the line.
Yeah, and I mean, we put him in packages the other day or yesterday with him at linebacker, and like I was telling you guys, I mean, honestly, with his shoulder pads and everything on, he looks like RoboCop. Man is just massive.
I can just say this. I mean, as you being a linebacker, those defensive tackles are your best friends.
Oh yeah, we got real lucky. We've got a DeJillian from up the Cumberland Gap area.
Really good tackle.
He was on our last episode with Pat.
He's just
Yeah,
got
he-
hard, and he hits, he doesn't quit, and he understands the trenches. And DeMont, we made a move to put him there because he's been playing linebacker for us for a while, but we wanted to beef it up a little bit up top, get a little bit more penetration in the guy for that.
And with Chris, with
He's got
his
that 500-pound
background,
bench press. So.
Yeah,
500-pound
500-pound bench
bench
press.
and with
Enough
his
said.
background where he's done the mixed martial arts
And rugby.
and rugby and all that, you got somebody that will get down there and just fight.
He's a selfless
He
player.
loves to get down on the fly. I feel sorry for those offensive linemen in that pile, to be honest with you.
It's going to be that's okay. If you guys can imagine, I mean, this is just an overview of all players that were good in high school for Campbell County or Anderson County or anything. Any good player that didn't get to go on is going to want to play football again, and they are all with us. I mean, Manny Johnson, the corner we were talking about, 2012, Clinton went to PAL to play opening kickoff. Manny, he runs a 4.3. The kid ran it all the way back 103 yards, longest return in school history.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've heard, and you all have got plenty of great athletes. You've got some good size. I think you're going to be very competitive in the league.
And another thing with us being a first-year team is right now, to so many people here, we're still not real.
Right.
And that's understandable. We've yet to actually pad up and play a game. But once you understand that we are real, this is when you have to come out. Old players come out and have that itch to play again. Old fans. I mean, this team is this team. Once we have our first game, we are set.
Do you have any ability to have maybe a scrimmage before the season starts?
We had one. Go ahead.
Yeah, we had a couple teams approach us. The East Tennessee Pirates were which is in a different league.
But we can still scrimmage.
We can cross over leagues and scrimmage.
Because like you said, there's potential bowl games against
Right.
other leagues.
Other leagues, there's potential bowl games. As long as the IFL go along with it, I'm sure it's going to happen. The Tennessee Crusaders, which is probably
Our first game.
probably going to be our first game.
Maybe our second.
Maybe our
because of
second. But they are, in our eyes, our biggest rival. Anybody that comes over from another team wants to beat their old team. So we've made this persona of, they're the Crusaders, we're the Spartans. We're really the only two knighted type of teams that there are. That's who we really want to go after. And changing it up with them, they did say that they wanted to scrimmage us, and we didn't know really how to respond to that, because if they are our first game, we've just given away the first 2 quarters of the game. So we really don't know what to do. We could, but right now we really want to focus on getting our stuff down step by step, making sure everybody's on the same page.
I feel whenever people come out and see you in your pads, your helmets out there hitting, they'll know this is actual legitimate football, and that's only going to help everything. And
Yeah.
I think you'll build through the season once people see that a few times.
And I think this is a community that loves football.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even in some of Campbell County's worst years, that stadium is packed
Yeah.
East
because
of
people
Follett,
love football.
very easy to get to for anybody around. And like I said, the first game's free. I mean, you can't beat getting to watch football for free. That's the best.
I mean,
thing in the
that
world.
may be one of our charities is try to get them some more bleachers at that place.
Right. I mean,
And that's the thing. Another thing I wanted before we're off is we're a community team. We're here. Yeah, we're here and we're asking for the community to get behind us right now. But once we're up and going, we will be real. Trust me, we're not
Right.
out here breaking our bones for no reason. We will be real. We're here for the
I
community.
very much plan on at the end of this season having a free camp for the little leagues to come
Yeah.
to. Just to give back.
Well, I know that you all, and Tony, all of you have been working really hard on this for the last few months, and maybe even longer in some cases, just putting all your dedication. There's no doubt of your commitment to it,
right.
in my eyes.
Yeah, we really are trying to work hard to get everything down, because it's not like in high school when you just, you go all through your classes knowing that at the end of the day you get to play football, and I'm not saying that all schools are like this or that we were like this, but there's a bit of a difference of understanding of the game when you're in high school and when you get out. You always are reminiscing, man, I should have done this, or there's a game that I remember that I messed up. This is your chance. This is honestly your chance, because in high school, I didn't have an understanding of the game that I do now. Study and hanging out with these guys. We just practiced today, the 4 of us. So, I mean, dedication's a huge thing, and anybody that wants a part can be there.
I can give a really prime example of this. Is in particular, I coached Zeb at Jacksboro. When Zeb was in middle school, I would not give him. I mean, it's not just Zeb. I'm giving him an example because he's here. I would not have given him the authority to check out of a defense. I mean, I wouldn't give any middle school kid. I've never given a middle school kid that, because the understanding of the game's less. Now, I have no problem with, I call the defense. Zeb's on the field. If he sees something wrong, where that defense is not right for this formation, or, we've seen what their plays are. He absolutely has the authority to check out of it. Because like I said, we have a much different understanding of the game now.
And with that said, every practice, and to reiterate what the host has been saying, every practice that we have, we're gaining more people. There's more people there. There's more people watching us. More people showing up, wanting to play. All of a sudden, we needed 10 pads last week. Now we need 15 pads because of new players, and it's great. We love them. Bring them down. They're showing a lot of heart, and they're not quitting when they hit. We were worried about people being durable. This team is durable. The ones that aren't durable have already quit.
Yes.
And I have to give, I'm not giving him any credit yet tonight. I've got to throw a lot of credit to Derek Marlowe right now, because anybody who's ever known me, I am not an offensive coach. I'm not. I literally have done defense from day one. Be it the JV team at Jacksboro, when me and the mailman Dwayne Kitts were coaching JV at Campbell County High School. Somebody else always handled the offense. I worried about getting them the ball. That was my sole goal. Without Derek Marlowe, we would probably be running the most boring, bland, power eye formation of all time.
Yeah, and I'm going to go ahead and say thank you to Derek Marlowe for a lot of things he's done. And he's an excellent player, coach, and at running back position, you got to trust your line more than you can
I tell you,
anything else.
The crazy part about it is Derek is the one who has designed this offense. Derek's arguably the best offensive lineman we have.
Yeah.
He's very tough to handle. I've
Very,
played
very.
against him in Oklahoma plenty of times.
And yeah, he's a guy that knows his football, and I'm very lucky to have him. And I'm very lucky that Chad Coleman has joined us as
Great help to our
as a
defense.
coach, especially in the. I'm a defensive coach, but you can look at me. You know what part of the defense I've never taken part in is the secondary. I've eaten a couple of secondary players before, I think, but Chad was able to come in this week and really
Put us on another level.
really help that secondary event. I can sit and do line and linebackers all day. I can do secondary, but where you have Chad who's actually got experience doing the secondary, that's pretty big too.
Yeah, and I can say I play safety, strong safety or free safety, and Chad coming over there, usually we were, it'd be checking to a coverage and, we would hope to know it. But Chad came over there and worked with us individually. And like I said, he's one of my close friends, but doesn't show any favoritism. He works you out there. And the secondary got a lot better within an hour.
And with him giving that to our secondary, it frees my linebackers to do what they want. That I can know if I blitz and we don't get that second sack, that sack that we need right there, that there's a good chance that if it's a muffed ball, there's going to be a pick because I know my secondary knows their assignments.
So that's extremely important if you're ever wanting to blitz, is to know that your guys can cover.
Yeah.
It's the earliest stuff we worked on back when we were at the ball field there by Scotty's and Shoney's. Back when, literally, there were just about a dozen of us the first couple practices, it seemed like. We worked and worked on coverages. Because to me, that's one of the things you have to put the most work into perfecting, get your coverage.
It's tough. Obviously you have experience playing it, but you learn to do everything in reverse because you're running backwards all the time just about it when you're in the secondary.
Yeah, because coming from being a linebacker at Campbell County and at Gibbs and fullback and stuff, I'm used to a lot of contact being up in your face and stuff like that, and then learning to backpedal because I'm too small to play it now it's been rough. But the first thing you think about is you bring that linebacker mentality to safety, and it's a lot more fun. So.
Oh, that's some of my favorite players are strong safety.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And we've got some good strong safeties.
Yeah, we do.
Sam Silva is one of our starting strong safety right now. He's here in the studio with us today. He's probably.
We'll wave at Sam.
I'm going to go ahead and say he's going to be probably one of the hardest hitters in the league.
When you got the guy that can come up and stop the run, and he can drop back and cover a pass both, that's valuable. That was Eric Berry at Tennessee. That was what was his name? Fred. Played the '98 championship team.
Fred where? No, he was a lineman.
Anyway, his first name's Fred. Great strong safety. Really helped that national championship team come up. He stops the run. Playing teams like Florida, he's backstopping the pass.
Tampa 2
It's
Lynch.
it's invaluable to have that guy that can do both. That's not afraid to just nail somebody, not afraid to step up and crash into the running back or a fullback that's got the ball.
Right, and
Especially if an offensive lineman's got on the linebacker.
And
he's gonna make the
especially
tackle.
with what you just said there, somebody that's willing to hit somebody. If we're letting off just a little bit hitting our team players right now, I can only imagine the season when we start hitting other teams.
right.
Right, I mean, we've had some very physical Oklahoma drills.
Very violent.
Yeah.
And these are close friends hitting each other.
Some of us are out there, no knee pads and no blanket
Yeah, I mean,
ears.
It's, I was just gonna say, it was Eddie. Now, Eddie has got some wheels on him.
yeah,
Eddie's fast.
Eddie is fast.
But when Eddie and Smooth met,
Violent.
That was
I tell you what, when Cody Webb and AJ hit
Yeah.
here in Oklahoma's,
yeah.
when you have Mac Raines and Derek Marlowe colliding,
That was a good one. And Zeb and Marlowe. was a
Zeb
good
and
one.
Marlowe,
Both of Lorenz kids hitting each other.
yeah, Jason
They're brothers.
Austin.
Jason Austin surprised me a lot.
Jason Austin actually is
Hitting hard.
he's probably one of our most versatile defensive players.
Yeah.
Because he could easily play safety or linebacker.
We could drop into defensive end just because of how tall he is.
Yeah, I mean he's got potential to play all over the field.
He does.
It sounds like you all definitely have the competitive fire, and there's not going to be a shortage of will to go out there and play hard and try to bring home wins for Campbell County and Anderson County, this general area here that the Spartans represent of East Tennessee.
I just want the community to know that, right now we're looking, like I reiterate, we're looking for help right now to get behind your local Spartans here, which is local boys playing. Yeah, we have some Maryville boys and we got some Clinton boys, but we'll take them and we'll say happy.
It's East Tennessee.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
East Tennessee is East Tennessee.
This is like I say, you playing teams out of state. Like I say, I've always wanted to see the teams go out there.
Yeah.
Because I hear that all the time. You're watching recruiting, and it's like, Maryville's good in Tennessee or whatever. They'd never compete with teams from North Carolina or Georgia or Virginia or things like that. You hear that a lot if you follow football and you follow recruiting. And now you can see it happen. You can see these guys, the local guys here from East Tennessee, competing against those guys from the other states.
This is a community
Supposedly
team.
not that good at it.
We are
you
all
know,
about the community.
Go to
If you-
Facebook. Everybody's got a Facebook. Look up the East Tennessee Spartans if you don't already, haven't already liked their page. And like I said, speak to them about it. Speak to them about the bakes.
Yeah, I mean,
haircuts.
if you know me on Facebook, just contact me about it. Sometimes I'm a day or so behind on checking my messages because I get a lot. About news stuff, about sports stuff that goes on in the community. And it's tough for me to catch up with it, but if you get a hold of me, I will get back to you. It may just take a day or two.
They need some help with the funds, and you need some football to watch. So it's a perfect meeting up there.
Yes.
And everybody likes baked goods and haircuts.
Yeah.
I mean,
Perfect mixture.
Everybody needs both of those things really, really badly.
And it's also kind of fitting that we're kind of seeing a new era of football usher in into Campbell County with the Price twins entering in, changing the program. And we're looking for, we're not trying to steal any of your players. We know some of the players are going to college, but if you're a senior, I don't care where you played. I played at Anderson County, played at Campbell County, 2 Campbell County players over there. And you want to keep playing football, you don't have to quit. Come down with us.
Actually, Matt and Justin have been very good to give me names of people that he thinks
Great guys.
we should contact. Just some of them just haven't panned out yet, simply because, again, I don't think people believe we're actually playing football. But, we're getting there. And
I feel a lot of times too that people who just got done playing 4 years of high school maybe want to take a little time off.
It's true.
Because, you work really hard. People watch them on Friday nights play, but you don't know that you've been up since 5:30 or 6 o'clock in the morning and doing a pre-school workout, and then you're at the school till 6, 7 o'clock at night every night, practicing after that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work, and some people just love football and love to play no matter what it is, but some people do get kind of tired of it.
Yeah, it's
After
true.
that many years of doing it.
Well,
Most
you
people
know-
have played 6 straight years at least.
Yeah.
but there was a bunch of when we first got to practice Saturday. Somebody like, oh, I last played a game of football in 2006 in pads. I played in 2005. And then Mac looked at him and said, I've not played in pads since 1988.
That's when I was born.
But by golly, he's out there playing
He's
football now.
wanted nothing more than to go out and play. That's like, once you get out of school for a few years, where you maybe didn't want to do it so much, when you've been a few years without it, you really want to get out and do it again, once you
You
get
get
it.
a burn for it, you get a desire for
Well, I
it.
said, you know, it's not out of the question that I won't try to get in shape and actually play next year and do the player coach thing. I'm not saying I will, but, you know, I'm also one, I've not played football in pads in well over 20 years. You know, I've played other contact sports. I've played hockey. I've played lacrosse. I've flirted with rugby for a little while, but none of it's the same.
Roll you in at defensive tackle and get low.
Oh,
You'll
yeah.
move out.
Perfect pack to be that.
Fine.
Would be
In fact,
that.
there's actually one guy. There's one guy on our team that I'm actually gonna give some one-on-one to this week. That I'm actually gonna get down and work with him one-on-one, just because he has a desire to play, but he needs the help. So, Scotty, this week me and you probably gonna hit. So, well,
I
fans,
think you just got called out, Scott.
We'll get you in shape, Scotty.
fans, I very much appreciate you all tuning in, and I really hope that, you know, come the end of March, that you'll all be out there. If you all aren't doing anything Saturday, come up to the fall middle school and watch us practice.
See how violent it gets.
Give us one chance in this county, because we promise you, we're not here to try to just take over the football game
A
down
lot
here.
of selfish play on this
Right,
team.
we're trying to
Selfless.
selfless, yeah.
Selfless.
We're trying to bring
going
kids.
to go around, huh?
Yeah. You're gonna have to start doing push-ups here in a minute.
There's not enough room.
No, there's not. Hopefully next week our studio will be back to 100%.
One other thing before, do y'all do practice at La Follette Middle School?
We do as of right now, yes.
Right. Very nice at La Follette Middle School to allow them to practice.
Coach Honeycutt's been very supportive.
Yes,
of us.
Coach Honeycutt.
Nice.
I hope next year actually Coach play for us.
Yeah.
That would be.
He's got a newborn right now. Chris Honeycutt's actually one of the best players I ever coached. So,
I mean, you all are doing things right now and getting the word out. Like I say, East Tennessee Spartans on Facebook. Pat, whatever, ask them whatever you want to ask about. They're always there to answer it. Got your booster club going,
Please.
fundraising.
Please, if you guys have any questions, get on the Facebook page.
if you
I'm
got
on
any
it daily.
fundraising ideas, we're open to it.
Anything, and if anybody just wants to help out, if you want to, run concessions just to see the games, or
If you own a business and love football, I mean, I realize businesses get asked to death. If you own a business and love football and you want to help us out, we'll take it.
it doesn't have to be with funds. It
Yeah.
could be with making a couple T-shirts every now and again, or a sign for the game. But you'll always be mentioned. We will always make sure that you're part of our team.
Whatever the community gives to us, we'll try to give back to them
Give
tenfold.
right
I
back.
promise you that.
Most importantly, show up and support them and
Yeah.
come to games. It's the best thing you can do.
Oh yeah.
Is just come to the games. Buy a hot dog, watch some good football,
Have some fun.
good time, bring your kids out. It's a very family-friendly league.
Yeah, very.
So there you go. And I thank you guys for coming down and coming on the show.
Yeah,
Thank you guys for having us. Thank you for having us so much.
I'm very pleased to have you down here and talk a lot about football here.
And fans, we will see you all next week.